Hi friends, welcome to A to Z Learning channel. Today we are bringing our new video which is about IndusInd Bank's story over last 12 months. Yes, we all know that the banking sector as a whole has gone through a lot in terms of challenges, opportunities and a huge turnaround over the last 12 months. But in my view, IndusInd Bank is very unique in number of ways. So through this video, we would like to share with you the story in our view, what has happened at IndusInd Bank in 12 months, and what are the kind of good messages, great kind of leadership lessons that anyone can have from IndusInd Bank's story of last 12 months. So without any further delay, we will begin our video. But just before I begin my video, I would urge you to please subscribe our channel A to Z Learning. If you've already subscribed and you regularly watch our video and you like the content of our video, then again we will request you to please press the like button and share our video with your friends and family. So the first question that we will help you understand is what was happening at IndusInd Bank in March 2020, or what was happening at IndusInd Bank 12 months ago. Bank had lots of problems. They had problems on both sides of balance sheet, whether you look at assets or liabilities. When I kind of look at some of the kind of key metrics for the bank back in March 2020, it was written all over that bank was struggling. Bank had very challenging and tough times. Their capital adequacy ratio was low at 15%. Their provision coverage was just about half the level. So half of their loans were bad loans were not even provided for. Their credit to deposit ratio was more than 100%, which means they were highly leveraged. They had if they had deposit of one, they were giving credit of more than one to their customers. So that's not a good position to be in the bank. Bank was also kind of dealing with a reputational issue. They were regularly compared with some of the other struggling banks like Yes Bank, and their bank customers, their deposit holders were worried about their deposits, and they were closing their account with IndusInd Bank and taking their money elsewhere. So their flight of deposit was happening on a real-time basis. Over and above all this, which was happening at the bank, country imposed a national lockdown as a result of COVID pandemic, which was a first. The economic activity all around the India completely stopped, which was a clear message that if banks customers were struggling prior to national lockdown, they were going to struggle even more after the lockdown because they were unable to have any revenue, they were unable to have any profitability. Therefore, their ability to pay back to the bank the loan amount or the interest on the loan amount was significantly compromised. Above all this, bank was also dealing with management changes, leadership changes. They they appointed their new CEO, Mr. Sumant Kathpalia, in March of last year, which I would say it was a perfect storm situation for any new leader to be coming in and inheriting a business in the shape in which IndusInd Bank was. But as people say that when going gets tough, the tough gets going. And I think that's exactly what Mr. Katpulia and his leadership did at the IndusInd Bank 12 months ago. They started their journey. They went through a number of actions, and and kind of that has resulted into bank in a lot better position. But before we talk about where is bank now, let's kind of understand what exactly Mr. Katpalia and his senior team did at the IndusInd Bank in last 12 months. So first of all, they had absolutely no choice but to start the repair job at the bank immediately. So he was not given any honeymoon period as a new CEO. He had to produce results. He had to perform from day one. He took number of actions. First of all, he kind of worked on the deposit side, making sure that the liability side of the balance sheet is strong. he started to kind of make sure that there is no flight of further deposits. There was also effort taken in terms of attracting new customer, and one such measure that they announced was they immediately increased the term deposit rates to 7%, which was market leading, industry leading at the time, but that allowed depositors to stay with the bank and some new customers to come and open their account with the IndusInd Bank because interest rates were low everywhere else, but this was probably the only or amongst the very few banks who were offering 7% rate of interest. They also launched their new businesses to capture the market share of affluent customers and also NRI customers, which they knew that will bring a lot of new deposits and sticky money. And that has been that has helped them really improve their deposit situation. They also kind of expanded their branch network so that they could open new current account and saving account for the customers, which all help to improve their CASA ratio. They also launched their merchant acquiring business. Let me help you understand what is merchant acquiring business. When you use credit card, you need to acquire all the merchants, all the vendors, all the shops onto your network so that when they are processing the credit card payment or debit card payment, they're using your bank's back-end processing system, and that gives you revenue as well. So they worked very, very aggressively to launch their merchant acquiring business, and that is already kind of giving them some positive results. And above all, the most thing that underpin this kind of 12-month story under Mr. Kathpalia's leadership is that he created a culture which was a culture of pride. Everybody at the bank was really proud to be there. In fact, hurt because when people were comparing them with banks like Yes Bank or other low tier banks, they were really hurt, and that brought everybody together. They were all into this together. So that created a culture of pride, teamwork, and collaboration. And that helped bank solve the problem that they had, because you can't have one leader or few leaders at the bank solving everything. If every single employee, every single stakeholder in the bank is committed for the success of the bank, things change. And that Mr. Katpulia could do with the help of a huge cultural shift by inculcating that feeling of pride, teamwork, and collaboration. So that's basically summary in terms of what bank has undertaken in last 12 months. But now the key question is, has this resulted into some positive outcome for the bank or not? Where is the bank now is the question. So let me first share with you the basic metrics of the bank. Capital adequacy ratio, as I said, 1 year ago was about 15%. Now it's 2.4% higher, so at 17.4, which is a good turnaround story. Their provision coverage ratio, which was just about 50%, now stands at 75%, which is a very, very healthy level for any bank in India. Credit to deposit ratio, which was more than 100%, now down to 83%, which is again a very, very healthy outcome. Their net NPA, though were lower, less than 1% even a year ago, but they are further reduced by 20 basis point. Again, a very, very strong performance there. Net interest margin improved significantly by 25 basis point, and they are amongst probably one or two banks in whole of India who have got a net interest margin ratio of 4.17% or anything more than 4%. Most banks are between 3 to 4%, but IndusInd Bank is probably the only, or maybe one or two other banks who are above 4%. CASA ratio is improved by 135 basis points. So all around, doesn't matter which measure you look at, which metric you look at, it's a clear turnaround story, clear position of strength now for the bank. While kind of there is a big turnaround story, we also know that we are also aware that the COVID's second wave is here and now, and it's very, very real. Though the government is hesitant, is staying away from a national lockdown position, but all the main cities and states one by one are doing local level lockdown, which is going to impact the economic activity. And some of this will be known only in 6 to 8 weeks. What's the real impact, economic impact of this second wave of pandemic? But we'll deal with that. But given the basic metrics have improved at the bank, I feel bank is in a lot stronger position to weather any new storm, weather any storm now. And I think one last thing to say is it's a big well done to Mr. Kathpalia, the new CEO, and everyone at the bank. I would simply say that you have done an amazing job. Keep it up. Thank you so much. I hope you like the content of this video. If you like the content, I would urge you to please kind of press the like button and share this video with your friends and family. If you have any comments, if you have any personal experience with IndusInd Bank, whether you agree with the summary that I have shared with you in this video, or you have a different opinion, different view about the bank, then please do let us know through the comments. We would look forward to your comments to know what are we missing in our content. And last but not least, if you have not yet subscribed our channel A to Z Learning, please subscribe our channel, become part of our viewers family, and help us drive and simplify the world of financial concepts. Thank you so much and good luck with your investments.